Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, guys, it is extremely cold where I am. So, that is why I had to put my bear stuff going on. And I'm feeling a little bit warm, I must say. So, thank you for the tolerance. If you understand, I don't like winter, even though I was born in the thick of winter, but it's not my favorite season. And I'm beginning to realize summer is also no longer my favorite season because, yay, the sweating, mosquitoes especially. Can somebody please educate me about the use of mosquitoes? Maybe I might appreciate them better. Please don't tell me they provide food for I don't know what. I need an ecological reason for their existence. Maybe I might be forgiving. But other than that, guys, let's talk about a question that I have. Guys, why are you sitting as Sgaxa? Okay, disclaimer. There are reports that ANC Minister of Energy, Gwede Mantashe, is cutting in Europe. Apparently, he went to Europe for a energy conference, and Interpol just slapped him with the handcuffs and charged him with money laundering and other corruption activities, allegedly. Why y'all didn't say anything? Now the question is, because I've been looking through Google, I've looked through everywhere until obviously you have to use ChatGPT. ChatGPT, did Gwede Mantashe of South Africa get arrested by Interpol? What do you think Eugene said? I call my ChatGPT Eugene. Eugene was like, yep. And I'm like, but I don't see it in our news. Why our news is not reporting? I've been searching, guys, I've been searching. Why are they quiet? Is this classified in South Africa? What is going on? Mr. President, will you address it tomorrow when you are going to address the nation? Because you know that so-called family meeting we're going to be having with you. Are we going to hear the details of this arrest allegedly or alleged arrest in Europe? This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. But again, as I was thinking, what the chances are part of the United States the request wants ANC leaders to be sanctioned, and that man was like, hey, if so and so of the ANC leadership comes over there, just check what can we detain them for. I don't know. That's the thing that came across my mind. Like, does this mean this is part of the sanctions for ANC senior leaders, as AfriForum has been requesting that happens? I don't know. I'm just rubbing my two IQs here, guys. I'm just rubbing my two IQs, because if that is the case, that means now South Africa, when it's time to go to international conferences and summits and all whatever it is they call them, if you know that you have committed an international crime like money laundering, fraud, anything that has to do with money, and you did that money illegally, you are not coming back home. You are going to be put in a European jail, an American jail, a Canadian jail, basically all the, I don't know if they're former or they're still allies of the United States, but yeah, I think you this is going to be interesting, because I don't think it's going to end with Gwede Mantashe. How many other ANC senior leaders are shaking in their boots right now? Because I hear there's a negotiation. How do you negotiate? Can you negotiate crime that you are accused of? Because the only way I think you can clear your name is by going to a court of law and clear your name there. You don't use diplomacy. Is a minister, shouldn't he have like immunity? Ministers don't have immunities, right? I don't think so. But ooh, this is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. I cannot hold myself about it. But let's be very serious about this. The media. I'm serious about the media, guys. And which brings me to a point regarding how we conduct reporting in South Africa. I know what I'm going to say might sound a little bit controversial, probably might upset a lot of people, or even question my intelligence. I don't mind you doing that. It's okay. But don't you think now it's time we get the new media to attend these briefings by president, ministers, as well as mayors, whoever that is supposed to be working for the public representatives? Because I'm saying this to say the media, I don't think we need to trust it 100% anymore. I don't think we even have to give it 2% at this point because it's so disappointing. However, the problem is that with the new media, many of us are untrained, of course, and I think we can do like online courses about journalism and the ethics of journalism, and also how to ask questions that people are asking anyways, and hold the person that whoever we are going to interview to account to actions that they've taken, decisions that they've taken, and all of those stuff without fear or favor, because that is one of the principles of a watchdog. You need to do this without fear or favor, and also with transparency in a democracy like ours, right? Open society, whatever it is that they call it. And new media. Now, when I'm talking about new media, I'm talking about YouTubers, I'm talking about TikTokers that actually report on current affairs on their channels and pages, respectively. But the problem is that there are no resources. And I am thinking that if the people of South Africa really want to get the real stuff, maybe the encouragement of YouTubers and TikTokers fundraising to get themselves, for example, tomorrow, where the president is going to be addressing the nation, the media, do you trust the questions they are going to ask? Because if we listen quite closely about the deep state and the deep establishment, the media is always going to play a role. Now, the question is, are they going to be asking real questions that the real South Africans are asking, or they are going to beat about the bushes and ask a psychological question that when we think about it, we think, oh, that's a good question, when in fact, there's already an answer ready for them. I mean, right now we are seeing as well how the Donald Trump administration is actually inviting new media. Even though the new media that they're inviting, they are reporting in favor of Donald Trump. And when they ask these questions, you can see that these are darling questions towards the president. But us in South Africa is a different story. We are a nation that is being bruised by the same people that the media is not particularly holding accountable. For example, if this is true about Gwede Mantashe, how come they haven't broke that news that Gwede Mantashe is allegedly arrested in Europe after, well, during attending a summit there? You know, things of that nature. And do we trust that the media is going to ask this question to the president tomorrow if he doesn't address it, if indeed Gwede Mantashe is arrested overseas? You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know. You let me know in the comment section. Should we start fundraising so that we are able to attend these sort of briefings, so that when we are amongst the gallery, we ask real questions without fear or favor, and also leave our details as well with these establishments. That if you have a press conference, invite the new media as well, because the mainstream traditional media is failing our democracy. They are no longer watchdogs. I'm sorry, I cannot for the life of me trust anything that I hear anymore. I mean, you can even tell how they are reporting, as well as the line of questioning that they are posing on the people who they supposed to be grilling. And I'm going to say grilling, because that is their job. Their job is to get to the truth. Their job is to crack the person who is accused of a crime. You don't gotta be all dilly-dallying. Oh, so you were a police officer. and then you adjudicated to the procurement of a what do you call this thing, Medicare 24 tender, and then immediately after that you resigned. Why did you resign? You're like, this question is so dry and rigid. Obviously the person, when they answer it, they are going to answer it in invasive way. And then you have to ask yourself, then what was the whole point of having this individual in studio and asking them questions in that manner? You need to grill this person. You need to push them against the wall until they actually do tell that story. Not push it and shift it to somebody else. Because tomorrow, the same person that you had to understand will be exposed, and then you're exposed too. You are also exposed. Another thing, the city of Johannesburg has been doing raids and arresting people, and we never hear their day in court, the appearance in court. We never hear of any trial currently happening right now, because many of these people that have been caught, most of whom are Nigerians, there's no court case, but the media is just there with their cameras, but they don't follow up. They don't go back and say, wait a minute, in South Africa, a person is charged within 48 hours according to Section 35 of the Constitution. And then they appear for the first time after being charged in that space of time. And then they apply for bail. If they are denied, we get told why they were denied bail. And then their date for their trial is set down. And then we get to hear that these people are being prosecuted for the crimes that they are committing. But no, the media is only going there to show South Africa, window dressing, and then we all be like, yeah, they're doing something. Finally, they're hearing us. No. Same goes with the deportations. We never see the flight like we did see. That is, if they actually did leave. The 90 Libyans that were found to have a military camp right in our backyard. And then they went to court, and then they were deported. And then we saw the, what's that flight again? The airline. That airline. We saw it take off with all 90 of them. But what about those that actually, the terrorists of our communities? The terrorists of our communities, green, white, and green, and selling white powder, nyawupe. They stand in street corners in broad daylight. And sometimes we even see the police go and collecting protection fees from them. And then the media doesn't follow up. We saw you arresting this particular Nigerian, but what happened thereafter? They don't go back and follow up. They don't go back and follow up because this is where now the suspicions kicks in. They know that these Nigerians, they are going to bribe the prosecutors. They are probably going to bribe the magistrates. And then next thing, their docket get lost. And we need to start holding accountable the registrars of our courts. We also need to hold the police stations where dockets are open, and suddenly, even if a corner of a piece of paper from that docket is torn, that police officer or that police station needs to account for it. But no, we accept that the docket is lost. Okay, did you look for it? Where did it go to? Where did you misplace it? Where was it the last time when you saw it? Why there are no cameras? Why there are no cameras to protect these sensitive documents, because they are about fighting crime and also serving justice. Oh, wait, because justice is for sale in South Africa. That's the scariest thing that you could ever imagine, when justice is no longer served, but it's only used for people to get rich, for people to wear Louis Vuittons and Gucci's right in our faces and showing off a criminal reward. And then we all we praise them, we look up to them, and they inspire us. No, we need to start questioning those people. We worship people we see on social media driving expensive cars. And then you get told that this person is a prison warden. And you're like, that doesn't make sense. No, we don't ask those questions because we have to look at the salary of the prison warden. How is your salary affording you this lifestyle? We see their girlfriends. I'm talking about the so-called influencers. We don't ask questions because we assume that they make their money from brand deals. Brand deals in South Africa are dry, especially in this economy. In this economy, you need to ask questions, guys, serious questions. And who do you think is supposed to be following this? Because the only one institution that I know that the moment you show your wealth online, they look into you. SARS, South African Revenue Services. Oh yeah, the moment you show and you become all splashy, they want to know where you got that money from. But isn't the job of also the media? And I know they're going to say, but people's privacy. No. You are following the money. Where is the source of this money coming from that affords you this type of lifestyle? Because now if you have to say, show us the brand deals that are affording you this lifestyle, probably one or two once in 6 months or 7 months, or maybe once a year. And you can't tell me they paid you millions of rands to afford you that lifestyle. But now we are beginning to see where some of them are getting this lifestyle from. Because from what I heard, if you want to be a girl that is well taken care of like a princess, it's either you become a Jolofina. If you don't become a Jolofina, you need to have an affair with an ANC big dog. That's where you will actually get to live the lifestyle that we see on social media. Now, that's what I'm asking the media. Don't you ask those questions? Because clearly now, public funds are being squandered. So now, if the new media would be given the opportunity to reach these places, I promise you, you will get the real story. Not something that is brushed or I'm not saying all new media personnel are going to be ethical. Some of them are going to be bought, which of course is going to mud the credibility of the new media itself. This is why I believe you need to start looking into who do you believe and who you're not going to believe. Because I'm sorry, the media for me has lost credibility in South Africa. The things that matter, they don't follow them up. That is why people get to do whatever they want to do because they're no longer afraid. Remember during the days of Scorpions, the media dug. Remember Deborah Patter of Third Degree? Remember that show? Everybody looked forward to it. Everybody. That was journalism. Investigative journalism. That was it. They were not afraid to ask a minister directly in their eye, are you corrupt? Here we have evidence of this, and that. And what happened to that journalism? What happened to that journalism? Remember Special Assignment as well on SABC 3? Until SABC started being the editors, or the chief editor comes directly from the ANC, an entire comrade of the ANC. There were even some presenters on SABC who used to be chairpersons of branches of the ANC, and they ran current affairs shows on SABC. That's where journalism died. Independent media died. It died there. I mean, a new political party would start and you can tell that they are on the side of the ANC, and then they would report to death that new political party to die so that the ANC gets an advantage with votes. They contributed. This is the things that I keep saying. We need to start calling a thing a thing. This is one of them. How do we hold the media accountable? Yeah, I know there's an ombudsman, but who runs it? Because they made sure that people that's supposed to hold people accountable, there's a comrade in there. The comrade is the eyes and the ears that, hey, there's a complaint about you coming through. What do we do about it? Comrade, send me your, okay, there's an envelope coming to you. It's brown in color. And then boom, that thing is swept under the carpet. We never get to hear about it. You know why we never get to hear about it? Because us South Africans, we do forget, Shem. 2 weeks later, it's no longer 2 weeks later, our attention span is that of a goldfish. Have you seen a goldfish, how small it? I think it's the smallest fish, one of the smallest fishes. Not fishes, small fish. Yeah, that is our attention span in South Africa. That is why they are able to take advantage of us. That's why they are able to sweep things under the carpet, because we don't say, whoa, 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 whoa. Before you shelve that, where is the result of this, and that? And who is supposed to be doing that? Our media. Our media is supposed to do that. So what are your thoughts about the new media? Do you think we now need to also get ourselves in these sort of addresses, whether by the president or minister or whoever, and then get the real gist of the stuff, and we report back through commentary as well as the questions that we asked, if we did get the question answered or not? What are your thoughts about that? And do you think that the new media guys should start fundraising so that we are able to get there? Because right now, I don't trust the media. I don't, for the life of me. I'm sorry, until they go back to the type of media we are used to. Remember the one early 2000s going backwards? Yeah, that's the media we are looking for. I think everything started going down in South Africa. To be honest, 2012. If you were paying attention to from 2012, probably 2010, because you have to ask yourself, the profits that we made from the FIFA World Cup, what did it do? Who did it benefit? What happened to that money? We are not asking those questions. Probably since then, coming this way, South Africa was never the same. Our credibility no longer the same, because there were a lot of scourge of police officers hiring out their guns and uniforms to criminals. There is no civilian or a shop of gadgets that you can walk in and buy blue lights, because I know it's against the law for anybody to sell blue lights. It's against the law also to sell, I think, the orange lights. And then we see Nigerians, when they come here, they literally put blue lights in their vehicles, and you really believe that you are being followed by the police, only for them to... And then it's only a civilian. They do what they do in their country here. And they put those, those ones that flashes like this. Yeah. It's, it's just not even a civilian, because they don't belong here. And breaking the law. We say nothing, fellow South Africans. We say nothing. So I don't know. How true is this Gwede Mantashe arrest in Europe? I'm not seeing it in the media. I've looked, Shem, I did. But I'm still coming here and saying allegedly. Allegedly. It's not confirmed whether or not he is arrested in Europe by Interpol. But hey, we will hear, and hoping we're going to hear from the president tomorrow if such a thing did happen or it didn't. And if it did, what is going to happen? This is reminding me of the late Minister of Energy. What was her name? Juma Peterson. There were lots of allegations that she was unalived. What did she know? What did she want to expose? Petro SA, what's going on there? Because now we have to put our what do you call this? Our glasses on for Petro SA. We need to look at everything now. Everything. But I'm suspecting that this is one of the sanctions on senior ANC leaders. Should they go out and they know they've committed a crime one way or the other, Interpol will be right there for them, waiting with handcuffs. That's my suspicion. I don't know. Strapping my two IQs here. But yeah, other than that, guys, I don't know. What are your thoughts? And let's see each other in my next video. But before you leave, don't leave without liking the video. Thank you guys for liking the videos. They are helping. They are helping very much. I appreciate it. Right now we have the green ticks from black to these green ticks. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.